It's like a traditional way to paint, right? You can erase it, but you cannot change the color. So this is a problem. So usually we don't use it. We don't use this layer. Okay, we don't use this add layer. No. Instead, right, we use this one, the fill layer. 99% we are using fill layer. Okay, we are using fill layer. Okay. So this one is what? This one you cannot paint here. After you create this layer, right, you cannot paint because this is not paint layer. Okay. So, but what you can do is you can change the color. You can change the color. Okay. Then how you paint? Because after you create this fill layer, right, everything will the texture, the layer will cover everything. Okay. Then how you can paint? You are not paint here. You paint on the mask. Okay. You paint the mask. So please, you can just select this layer, right click, add a black mask. We usually use add a black mask. Okay. After you add black mask, right? After you add black mask, right? The whole color, everything will be disappeared. Why? Because black in Substance Painter is meaning 0. Okay, is meaning 0. White is meaning 1. Okay, so black color, black mask is meaning I give it an empty a white paper. Okay, a white paper. So how you paint, right? You go to here, you go to brush. Now you go to mask, right? You can see the brush. Brush is show up. Okay, so I can go to brush and make sure the color I use is white, is 1. Okay, then you can paint, right? Then you can paint. So what is the advantage of this one? Because what you paint is not the color layer. What you paint is just the mask, is alpha channel. If you know Adobe, you know, if you know Photoshop, if you know After Effects, basically this one is meaning alpha channel. Okay, so you can change this color. You can change this color to anything else. Okay, you can very easily to change the color, right? So this is the advantage, you know. So you don't really need to worry about it. You can just paint the alpha, then later you can continue to change the color, right? It's so cool, you know. And I want to introduce you what are those channels. Over here, right, you can see under material you have the channels. Okay, so this is the color channel, right? The color channel. Okay, I can hide the color channel. Then I have high. Usually we don't need a normal. This one is a normal map, but the normal map and the high map is the same thing. Okay, somehow usually we only need high. Okay, but why you cannot see it, right? Why you cannot see it? Because the high is 0. So if you can increase the high map, right? Can you see here become looks like it's more 3D, right? So this one it's get different name. It's sometimes you can call it high map. In other occasion you can call it normal map or displacement map. In Maya it's called bump map. They are same thing. Okay, it's just like make something looks like 3D. It's fake 3D. Okay, so this is a high map. Okay, I can hide high map, right? Rough you cannot see it here. Okay, so meadow is meaning if you this one is more higher, right? This one more like meadow. Can you see? If you rotate it, this one more like a meadow. Okay, it's more get high reflection. It's more shining, more glow. You can see some kind of glow, you know. So this is right. You can see it more like it's reflecting the environment. Okay, this one is easy to understand, right? Okay. Normal, we don't really use it because normal, you know, usually just a high map. Okay, so usually we don't need the normal. Okay. The cool thing is you can use them together. You can use all the channel together. Okay. And if you don't like color, right, you can just deactivate color. Then the color will be erased. Okay. So this is how can we roughly to see, you know, to use to apply all those channels. Okay. So this is how we can use the alpha, right? Okay. So this is black, but how about we can also have another mask is white mask. White mask is completely different. White mask is meaning White mask is like I cover everything first. Okay, then I just erase. I cannot erase. Okay, sorry, I have to use. Yeah. You can use brush, make it to 0 to erase. Okay. But usually I only use black. I use black. Okay. So you can do things from here, or you can paint things from here. Okay. And keep in mind, to paint, right? Sometimes it's very not so efficient. Okay. So apart from paint the alpha, right? We have another way to paint. This one is more. This is a brush. This is an eraser. This one we don't really use it. I never use it. I don't know what is this. Okay. This one is quite important, quite useful. This one is called polygon sphere. So you cannot see the topology, right? You will never see the topology unless you active polygon sphere. Okay. So go to polygon sphere. You make sure you are go to one. One is a brush, right? One is sphere it. Okay. 0 is erase it. So you go to 1. You can select the polygon. Okay. So you can very easily to apply the mask to huge area. You can do it from here, right? You can do it from here. Okay. So you can very easily to apply huge, area from this room. Okay, from this room. Okay. But keep in mind, this one is only applied to the whole polygon face. Let's say I only went this guy here, right? I only went this guy, let's say, aligned to here. I don't want to, this triangle part also be filled. What you can do, you cannot use this guy. You cannot use this guy anymore. What you can do is you can just go to eraser, manually erase it. Okay, manually erase it. Okay, manually erase it. Okay, but you can use this one to deselect a certain face. You can just move it, move the 1 to 0, deselect. Okay, deselect. Right. So this is how we can use polygon fill. Okay. Okay, really cool, right? I'm going to delete this guy. So now I'm going to show you another really cool advantage. We can take advantage from Surface Painter. It's a library. This guy with huge library. So let's go to smart material. Okay. Let's say I'm going to apply this texture, right? You can see the smart material, right? So let's go to, what is smart material? Smart material is meaning the material will kind of integrate with your geometry. Do you remember the first thing we do is bake the map, right? Bake the geometry. So this one will kind of apply the geometry, okay, to the map. So that's why it's called smart material. Okay. So I'm going to, you just select one material, right? Drop it to here. You see, it's so cool, right? Yeah. So you have a very nice kind of, a texture. This one is aluminum, right? Yeah, this one. And you can have the bronze. Create one more bronze. Okay. Can move it up. This one is just like Photoshop, Okay, so cool, right? So I can just let's say I can create a black mask. I only when this room is use oh, sorry, I need to go to one, right? Yeah. I can have this room, right? This texture. Yeah, so cool. I can have a wood. Let's say I can use a wood, right? You can even text, because they have the library is huge. You can just let's say I went to the wood, right? So it will only show you some wood material. Okay. Yeah, I can have mask, right? Okay, so I can have wood room, bronze room, and aluminum room, right? You have 3 different kind of a room with 3 different kind of textures. Okay. So this is an advantage. It's quite easy. It's quite easy, right? Yes. If you find the material cannot find from smart, because smart material is still cannot cover everything, right? Then you can try material. Materials they're not so smart. Okay, they're not so smart. They're not so complex. Okay, but you can still use it. Let's say the gold, right? I can have a gold material here, no problem. Yes, gold. Keep in mind, those things, they are the bump map, they are high map. Okay, so after you apply the gold map, right? Because gold map they don't have the high map. That's why if this channel, if this map, if this materials, you don't have certain channel, right? They will use a channel underneath it. Okay, you will use a channel underneath it. Okay, same alpha. Let's say only when it's a this one to be gold, right? Okay, something like this. Okay, then I'm going to show you some. Do you need the rest? Okay, I give you 5 minutes to play it. Okay, 5 minutes. So after 5 minutes, I will continue. So far, so good, right? Basically, just apply the texture, applies the material, and also applies the alpha channel, or you can call it a mask. Okay, mask, alpha channel, just same, not different. Okay. Okay, give you 5 minutes. So after like 4:11, I will continue. Okay. Please, you are downloading the wrong software. You are using Designer. Please only download Painter. Okay, Designer is different. Designer actually is more advanced, but I never used, so that's why I don't know, you know. But I think for our module, Painter is enough. Designer is like you can design your own material. Painter is more like you are using their material. The materials they already give to you. Okay, it's like they give you a library. You can just use whatever they put in the library. Okay, and they have the kind of guys they are use designer to create a material, and they sell the material in the community. So you know, if you are lazy and if you have budget, you can actually buy their material. Okay. Unity, yeah, this one, Unity HD render pipeline. This one is good enough. Okay. So which meaning you are using a different version, right? Yeah, if you are using different versions, then that's why the template is different. Okay. Okay, I will see you after 3 minutes. Okay, guys, I will continue. Okay, so let's check some other function, this guy have, right? So another thing we can do is we can use, let's say you want text. Let's say you want text some kind of slogan, logo over here, right? What you can do, let's say you go to a create a layer, create a fill layer. Okay, fill layer, right? Okay, then you can go to alpha. Basically, everything you pin is just alpha. Okay, black mask, right? Black mask. Then you use this as a brush. You can go to the alpha. They have one category is named alpha. Okay. They have all kinds of logo, right? Very easy. Have a lot of different kind of logo. Yeah. Okay. So the logo is so cool, right? You can even you can see there is one place named spacing, right? Spacing is like how space. If you create, like, let's say a subsequent series of those item. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to create the whole line over here. How you can do? You can go to. You can just press. You can just use just like Photoshop. You click this one, right, and then press Shift. Press Shift. You can create a line. But why this one is, you cannot see it. What I went to do is I went to this guy is like one by one. Okay, very clearly you can see that they have keeping some distance. So what you can do, you can just increase the spacing. You can increase spacing. You can see here. Okay, the spacing, right? Okay, so very easy now. You can very easily to create this kind of like the medal, the nair, right? Yeah, very easy. Okay. You can go to here, if you don't like, I don't like the color. I don't need the color. You can just increase the height map, right? It's so cool, right? Yeah. It's like something, they coined, on the surface of the wood, right? Yeah. Something like this. You can even include, I don't need a normal, so I can just, I don't need a normal. Here, make it a little bit like metal, also fine. Okay. Okay, next part. Okay, I'm going to show a little bit of color, right? You can see it more clear. So another thing you can do is you can search. You can go to all, to search fonts. You go to fonts, right? You can see a lot of kind of preset stuff like caution. Go to brush, right? Sorry, here. Caution, right? Deck, exit, right? Something like this. Okay, but let's say how you can create your own content. How can you create your own text? Then you search those substance. If you see a substance, right? If you go to fonts, you see a substance, which meaning this one you can just change. You can customize your own content. Okay, the text you are going to put. So let's say I like this one. I like these fonts. So I select this guy. You go to the property paint, right? You go to here. Here, text. So this one will allow you to change. Let's say I'm going to say, yeah, right? You can have neon, You can text in any place, anywhere you went. Quite easy, right? Yeah. So, and you can change the color. You can continue to change the color, right? Yes. This color, you can change it. Okay. So this is the advantage, right? Quite easy, right? So easy, You can make it negative. Okay, so this one is like the coin inside, Yeah. Roughness, we don't see too much difference in this case. Okay. Metal, right? You can make it more like a metal. Okay. You have a lot of different textures, right? Even the kind of a brush, you can also paint the brush, right? In Alpha, okay. You can choose a brush, okay. If you really want to create certain kind of form, kind of a shape, right? I would suggest if you have a Wacom tablet, it's easier. If you don't have Wacom tablet, right? I would suggest you just use straight line. So you press Shift, just one by one, you know, to create a certain kind of a shape. Okay. Something like this. Okay. Because eventually this is not Photoshop, you know, it's not so powerful in terms of the painting, because this one is basically we take advantage of the library, you know, then we just paint. Okay, they don't have like the pen tool, you know, the laser tool we don't have. Okay, so this one is still different to the Photoshop. Okay. Okay, let me create one more layer. This one. So you can see after I create one more layer, right? You can see I still see the normal, because you know the normal map is goes through it. Okay, goes through. Okay. So now I'm going to teach you how to, let's say, use images outside, because even Surface Painter is very powerful. You know, it's not meaning you don't really need outside images. So let's say I have an image, I want to put it here, like gravity. So what I'm supposed to do? So what you can do is you can go to input resource. So input resource is meaning you will input the outside resource. Okay, so input resource, right? You go to input resource. Okay, I can have some kind of photo. Yeah, maybe just input these images. Open. After this, here is important, you know, you need to go to define. So this one is undefined, right? Undefined is meaning Surface Painter will put it somewhere. So it's not very, it's very hard for you to find it. So usually what I do is I will put it into texture. So all those things is a category. It's category over here, right? So I go to texture. So this image will input into a texture category. Okay. Texture folder. Import your resource to. I usually only use current session. Current session is enough. Okay, current session is enough. Then you go to input. All right. Okay. After you go to input, right, you can find the image. All right, it's a little bit. Okay, I'm going to find another image. This one is for my human character, you know, design module. Let me see if any other. Yeah, maybe this guy. Okay. Texture, current session, input. Yeah, this guy. Okay, this image is better. So after you put the image, right, you can find from the texture, you know, category, right? Here, yeah. So I have this layer, right? You can just put it into your color-based layer. You can just drop it into your color-based layer. In this layer, right, have color. Okay. Keep in mind, after you put it right, the whole picture will automatically to fill your whole UV, you know, your everything. Okay. Then you need to scale it. You can just select this kind of manipulator, right? Scale it, make it smaller. Okay, make it smaller. Okay, so you can move to, let's say, maybe here, right? Yeah. Then you can rotate. This one you can still rotate, right? You can rotate. Okay. Because this is a UV. UV, you know, it can be any direction, right? Yeah. Because this is automatically UV. It is a Maya UV. So, you know, the direction is really crazy. Okay. So something like this, right? Okay. So let's say I'm going to, I only need this guy in here. I don't need like, you know, all these picture repeatedly to cover the whole room, right? I don't need it. So what I can do is you can just go to right click, black mask, right? Black mask. Okay, then you need to be a little bit tricky. So you need to paint. You need roughly, you know, this guy is here, right? So you just go to brush. I just go to brush. Where's my brush? Brush. Okay. paint. Yeah, choose the paint. Okay, good. Erase, right? Just erase it. So here is a little bit tricky, you know, you need a, if you have a Wacom tablet, that's better, you know. If you don't have, you just manually, you know, slowly paint, right? To make this guy like, you know, graffiti in the wall, okay. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, you know what I mean, right? You can just use like, you know, just like Photoshop, you know, you can increase the brush size or you can decrease the brush size. Or you can change that from here, okay? Right. So cool, right? Yeah. Okay, this one a little bit of waste because I only need the color, so I can just deactivate high, middle, normal, you know, I only need the color, right? Yes. You can also put it into the high map, also fine. It's up to you, you know. So yeah, you can see here is a little bit weird, you know. So I can just erase the brush. Okay. Erase the stripe. Okay, so this one is basically about Substance Painter. Okay, now I'm going to teach you the last part of Substance Painter because I have other recorded video for you to demonstrate how to paint the whole room, how to paint the furniture. So later you can reference those parts. Okay. So now I'm going to teach you another very important part of Substance Painter. Because currently everything is so perfect, right? Everything is so new. You know, it's like the those materials they are just you know, delivered from the manufacturer. It's very, very new, very, very perfect, too perfect. So if something looks too perfect, right, too shining, it's not so realistic. So due to make it more realistic, you need to add more dirty layer. Make it more dirty, make it more like some scratch, some dust. Okay, so how to do those things? I can create, usually this layer I will put it on top. So this layer will cover everything. Okay, so this is important. I go to create a fill layer, right? Okay, so I'm going to give it a little bit of color, a little bit dark. Okay, so this one is not smart material. This one is smart mask. Okay, important. This is smart mask. So you go to smart mask, right? You go to smart mask. You can see everything is about dirty, about imperfection. Okay, let's say dirty dust, right? Just drop it here. Can you see? So this one will pretty much integrate with your geometry because this is a smart mask, you know. So this one will kind of attack, adapt to your geometry. Okay. So if I don't like it, right, I can change another one. Dirty, heavy, dirty ground. Let's try dirty. Okay, can you see? It suddenly become more realistic, right? Yeah. So how to change the value? This one is only mask. So you can change the value. You can go to here, right? You can make it more bright, right? You can make it more dark. Okay. You can also change the high. I don't think we need too much like high here, right? If you change the high, you can see, you know, it's become something like this, you know. It's like they are really rust, you know. So I don't really need a high map for this case. Roughness. Okay. A little bit of roughness, right? You can see the roughness. Yeah, you can see roughness. Okay. So roughness is a little bit tricky because you need to see the lights because roughness is really work with lights. If you don't see the lights, you cannot see roughness. So over here, right, roughness you can see, right? with lights, without lights, it's quite different. Okay. Metal, you can also change the metal. Okay. So this one basically is add like imperfection. Okay, imperfection. Okay. Also, if you don't like this one, right, you can just delete it. Okay, I'm going to apply another one. Last edge. Yes. Yes. Check this one. Okay, I'm going to just hide those layers because it's not so clear. It's too complex. It's too disturbing. Okay, this one. Can you see? After I hide all those layers, right, it's more clear. So you can see this one is only applied to the edge. Okay. Why this one is so smart? Because this is smart mask. It will kind of adapt to the geometry. Okay. You can use them multiply. You can use them, all together. Let's say I'm going to dust subtle, right? Yeah. Okay, you can have a multiple. You can use them. Cat to dust. Right? Yeah, something like this. Okay. So certain places you can see the dust. Certain places you cannot see. Okay. So this one, right? You can make it change the color. Okay. You can also change the transparent. Every layer you can change transparent. Okay. You can make it more strong. You can make it more light. Okay. But sometimes I don't want to apply too many layers because it's very hard for me to change. Because so many layers, it's very confused, So let's heavy. That's the T. Yeah, so it's good. Yeah. So you can see this one is make everything more realistic. Okay. So it looks like, it looks like this one already be used by a few years, right? So, it's like in the real world, right? You didn't clean the room for a few days, then it's become like this. Okay. It's more realistic. Okay. So that's pretty much about everything about the Substance Painter. Okay. So when you because keep in mind, Substance Painter is only a texture creation software. It's nothing to do with your polygon. Okay. So you don't really need to export the FBX file. Don't really need. Okay. So when you export, right, this one will only export the textures. So you can go to, don't ignore this one. We don't really export mesh. Okay. Export texture. Then you can use your template, right? Standard metallicity. It is a Unity 5. Then you can select the door, wall, the texture, right? Then you can just go to export. You can find where to export. So let's say this time I'm going to export into Unity, where's the user shared Unity 3AC here, right? Assets. Okay. Let's see how it's going. This one you can change the size. You can change the size. Okay. Spot. Can you see? They are one by one. Export. Okay. So let's see what is the export. They will export main door. Those are texture for the main door. I didn't do it. Okay, I only do wall, right? So the wall is like albedo, metallicity, normal. Okay. So now I'm going to also just a little bit to show you how to do Unity. Okay. In Unity, right? You can just create the Substance Painter because I save in the Unity folder. That's why everything, when you open Unity, it's already there. Okay, it's already there. Going to hide it. Okay. So let's say I'm going to create a texture, right? Just go to right click, create material. Okay. So the name is important. Albedo, because the scene we export we are using Unity template. That's why the name is all connected. So you can just go to albedo, right? Metallicity, metallicity. Okay, good. Normal, normal, right? Just one by one. Okay, then you have this material, you can just drop it somewhere. Okay. So this is, sorry, because this model is different. This is different mesh, I guess. Oh yeah, so I should use this one. Sorry, yeah, that's why it's different. Should use this guy. Yeah. So the size is something wrong, so I can just go to the size, make it 10 times bigger. Yeah, so this is how we can use, you know, applying Unity. So everything is exactly the same to Substance Painter. Okay, Substance Painter, right? Yeah. So that's why when we're using the Unity template one by one, it's one by one. Albedo, you just choose albedo image. Metallicity, you choose metallicity image. Normal, you choose normal image. Okay, basically we only have three channel. Okay. Okay, one more thing. How to make transparent object, right? Yeah, sorry, at this part I didn't teach you yet. So let's see how to make something transparent. Okay, transparent, you need make sure you go through the here, because this is the default setting, right? For Substance Painter, we have like base color, normal, high map, roughness, material. Normal, we don't really need normal, but anyway, they will put it there. It's default setting. If you want something transparent, right, you need to add one more layer. We add one more channel. This channel is not so useful. That's why it's not in the default setting. So you go to the channel, add opacity. Opacity. Okay. So let's say after you put opacity, right, you can go to, let's say, this guy. You can active opacity. So opacity is here, available for you to active. So you can active opacity, right? Okay, not works. Let me see why this was not works. Is that because the setting? Let me see. Okay, this one not works, which meaning we choose a different. Okay, yeah, this one. We need, if you went create a glass or transparent object, right? You cannot use this shadow setting. The shadow setting, this is default shadow setting. This default shadow setting, right? They don't support opacity channel. So if you need to support opacity channel, right, you cannot use this PBR metal rough. You need to use something they call I think this guy, rough. Let me see. Rough with alpha blending. Yes. Yes, this one. So this is but this one is only applied to if you are going to make it transparent. Okay. For let's say you create a wall, right? You don't need it transparent, then you don't really need to change this setting. Okay. So we needed to use this setting, right? They will support the opacity, so you can make it more transparent. Almost you cannot see, right? Or less transparent. Okay. So if you have a glass, you can. So that's why your glass channel, your glass material usually is separate. Okay. So for the other material, right? Don't active OP, don't active opacity. Okay. Then if you have a glass, okay, you can have opacity, right? So it will not affect anything else. Will only affect your glass material. Okay. But before you do it, you need to make sure your shadow setting is this one, metal rough with alpha blending. Okay. Okay, that's pretty much all of the Substance Painter. Okay, so later you can go to week 2, right? I have 2 fully attendance first, right? Attendance. Then I have like tutorial how to export assets to Unity. You can find this one first, because this one will teach you how to create the project and how to texture the room. in Substance Painter. Okay, basically everything, you know, I did here, but this one I think maybe is more detailed. Okay, assets modeling, I think it's already done. Yeah, UV. Oh, this one is a washing machine. So I model a washing machine, you know. So it will teach you how to model furnitures, right? Devices, okay, over, you know, in your home. Okay, so this one is like, you know, apparatus, you know, the washing machine, how to model washing machine, how to UV washing machine, and how to Substance Painter, how to texture washing machine. Basically, just repeat all those measures. Okay. And this one is PPT slides. This one will show you how to make glass. Yeah, basically the thing I already covered, right? How to make a glass and how to export texture into Unity. Okay, but Unity is not compulsory. You have to do today. You can just today for you guys. I think, you know, you can just start to build some machine and start to paint in Substance Painter. Just to try to play with Substance Painter. Okay, so that's all. And for your submission, right? For your submission, because Substance Painter is not like Maya, you only need to submit like one simple, you know, FBX file or a Maya file, right? Substance Painter is more complex, so you can drop the thing into a server, of course, and then I suggest, can you just create kind of a screenshot? Okay, let's say you have this one, right? Can you create a screenshot? And also apply the screenshot into server. So maybe I will just check the screenshot. If I see any problem, I will open your Substance Painter file and to check it. Okay, because Substance Painter file is quite big, you know, and quite slow for me to. It's almost like impossible for me to spend 1 week. You know, within 1 week time, I can check all your Substance Painter file. It's a little bit troublesome because the files can be quite big. Okay, so you can upload. You can still upload as a backup. You know, if your local drive is broken or something, you know, is a malfunction, you can still have backup in the server, right? And also upload a screenshot image so I can check it. Okay, that's pretty much all for today's synchronized session. Okay. So I will leave the time to you guys. You guys can start working with Substance Painter. Okay, thank you. I will stay around in the WhatsApp. Okay, you can go through my video, but if you already know how to do it, you can just do it, right? If you're a little bit confused about a certain part, you can check my recorded video. If you are still confused, you can WhatsApp me. I will stay around. Okay, thank you. That's all. And don't forget to mark attendance. Bye-bye.